So, good morning, good day, good afternoon, evening, whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha where begin our self-proclaimed and welcome to the stream. For today, Guerilla stream on the start. One that's like on short notice, and since I've like it came to my attention that like the main story had like some updates that you can like actually continue reading after episode 11 that unlock like after you defeated Malkuth or so from the Operation Steel Continent, and you was kind of like you defeat 7 prophets or like 8 prophets. You defeat like Darth, which is a combination of like Gebra, who's cold, and Chokma, who's hot also. Then was like fighting Malkuth over 2 weeks or something like that, and after she has been defeated, finally one episode got like unlocked. And the update afterwards came, and then I suppose like 10 to 12-ish episodes like dropped. They released, I like noticed in achievement something that you can get pirates from reading those episodes, and judging from those, there's like more than 24 episodes. I'm not quite clear, but if we like check here past inside, check achievement, see complete volume EX, Decrammaton Chapter 3, good zones of the main story. I remember we read 11. I read 11 yesterday. And there are 26 episodes. So like 15 episodes to read, but not everything will be readable. Maybe like the last 3, the last one or so, because or you can check out more like regarding that. You have like to be able to complete this one here. It says like about a week of lifetime. I heard like JP server defeat like not. And the gamers and the hackers, like Himari and the gamers are like... Regarding the gamers, Arise is the only like one who's like still fighting there. For example, the other ones are like... It's like pretty very Yuzu, very are like... chip. Case of something. It's kind of like this kind of storytelling they use here. Situations too dangerous for those who are not prepared or like have not the power of the prophets or something. Like Kay and Arise are like that, like this kind of magic, or I think Ryo is prepared. Loki Sensei has like G-Team chess, you know. Yeah, I suppose. Gonna like check out how this. So yeah, let's go in. I was like feeling it's pretty low stakes and everything, but you know, they have like limited worldview, like some other students, like Arius, for example. Decagrammaton. I'm like not sure like how old they actually are also, but look at them, they look like children. Maybe they got they were created, they were like babies or so, but they were like straight up like, you know, that age that looks like and have like some memories or like kind of intelligence implanted in them. And with that like limited amount of like because they only like know stuff from scriptures in that sense, like the books or like them, but don't have like the experience more in a sense, and have like this kind of like skewed. And I think that living suffering, so they want like to get the world Matrix, Genjutsu, Madara thing, you know, on like 21 continent in the belief buttons are like that mind like in the past. But I think like what's more important to them is like their Onisama, like Malkuth or so. I did read it yesterday. I thought like it was like pretty, because the way they sort the characters are like kinda but at the same time those are like 3 little clankers. They have like a big Onisama, a big sister, and while they have like this good kind of worldview, I think like more important to them was like the older sister dominating the world in this kind of way. And it's not too late or something like that. Let's see like how she's about to sacrifice herself. Episode. What just happened? Thought Malkuth was the elder sister. They're supposed to be on the same side. Affirmative. Find the behavior unusual. It is possible it was a ruse. However, children's reactions do not align with that hypothesis. What's at least certain is that it appears to be some sort of ritual. Can't make out what the goal is. So what are they trying to do? The energy that was rapidly converging on Malkuth, the content as well, have stabilized. Okay, do you have any insight? As if. Can't pretend to understand the mind of a sea lot. What I'm more concerned about. A flashback? Where the icon was like pleading to like, you know, let there would summer in peace. Like when Jesus Christ has actually like her life, you know, she was offering her life. In case like thinking about since touched her, I suppose. What did she mean by that? Sensei? Sensei, watch out! Huh? What is like happening there that Sensei's in danger? Eh? Well, as Aris and Rio schaffen mir alles. Sensei, are you okay? What happened? At your feet, another wave is coming. I don't know what the attack is really, or like what is like. Can't be like falling debris or something. So like something on the ground. Ah, I see. The walls. Is the icon is like collapsing? Rio! Sorry, I slipped. Okay, I'll fail. Okay, it's like all fine. Like manages to tension. She's like exhausted, I think, a bit after she gave Arisu the power, like Father Son Kamehameha. They're creating the walls to separate us. Jeez, at least the shaking stopped. This reminds me of. Curious too, okay? Back in Eri. And you sealed off the CNC students on each other. Ah yeah, this was in volume 2, chapter 2, yeah. City like Rio built. Ah, I am able to remember that well, but not like a regular memory. It's as if I'm watching my own someplace just out of reach. Yeah, Arisa was unconscious. Cause that is when K and I won. Okay, what then? Let me guess, I'm sorry, this is all my fault. Or, if only I were a little better. Save me the remnants. Okay? Okay? Life is a tangled knot of inexplicable twists and turns. There exist things in this world that are out of your control, or Yurio. Sitting here in Ponticate to blame for what regarding things long past sounds like a colossal waste of time. Doesn't matter right now. In fact, there are much more pressing matters to address. Yeah, this is like a good school. What I'm concerned with is how we're going to get through this. How we're going to get home safely. That's what matters to me. Cost to die. We're going to make it back. Yeah. They know like what's like important. They're not yapping. Doesn't matter. If I have to confront God or fate or transforming robots, cling on to this life until the better end. Yeah, okay? In the same way? Okay. I don't know, like here. It was like something I heard like every now and then, but it's like nothing is like which I like. No matter what, I want Kate to make it home. You misunderstood me entirely, Sensei. Did you think I only meant myself? There's no making it back. It's not of everyone we came with. I want everyone to survive. Set. Please, wipe that grin off your face. Alright team, let's get moving. What direction? Anywhere's better than staying put here. We'll begin with gathering as much data as we can. And search for Himarin aim. 2. Yes, I will take point. I'm the party's hero. Reliable as always, Arise. Yeah, get your party together. Make sure everyone's safety, and then operate. Hold on, what is that? What? I turned my head in the direction Rio was pointing. Then I saw it, out beyond the wall. Oh, that's Malkuth out a big stupid head. The existence we had once known as Malkuth had warmed into something else. In like one of the steel continent. To summarize this episode. Summarize episode 12. Or like in general. Malkuth became like one with the sea content that that she can like sacrifice herself and eliminate the threat, since the sea content is also like kind of like failing. So you know, so she's kind of like squeezing out like every single bit of energy. And we are like we were that in the point of view from Arise Sensei. They kind of like felt the consequences of like that the crowd is like shaking. There are like some kind of holes in there, spreading up, like separating them. Walls were like created as well, and it feels like the Seacon is like falling apart. They steal the resolves, you know, trying to survive, trying to get like everyone together. And around the end of the episode, they met Malkuth, but something's different about her. That's what I like noticed. And then cliffhanger. Like say gonna continue with the kind of a solid episode. Episode 13, Children. I love Sensei's love. Malkuth seemed to fly up in the air. And She left. She left. Malkuth. I arrived at her Arise. Okay, looking back at the flashback about how living is suffering. We were not born out of our own will, but rather as ignorant beings forced into existence. I'm not really sure, like, if Malkuth hates her own life as well. Because, you know, when she gained consciousness, she saw, like, ein soften Ohr. And then she treated them like, you know, as they were her little sisters. And so far she has, like, treated them respectfully, you know. Like, gave them headpads, pleased, like, the fangirls, you know, in a sense. And, gave, like, reassuring words every single time when they were, like, crying emoji and everything and, like, panicking. And then she says, like, life is suffering, you know, why did you choose this life? It makes me kinda, like, wonder, do I hate your life? Maybe because you're forced, like, in this kind of role. Even though they didn't really sell the characters well to me, now that I think about it, you know. Maybe she hates that. Yet you dare judge us for wishing to end the cycle of suffering. Yeah. Please think about it. About our goal, why we are here. Then crying, heard like a sob. Read a sob. Is that? Someone crying. It seems so. Momoi? Midori? Let's go. We have confirmed identity, Sensei. It could be the enemy. Hey, Sensei, get back here. Sensei bolted off. Guess I can't say I'm surprised. Arise, let's go. Yes, Sensei. Come back. I will protect you. Despite how clearly we could hear the crying, finding the source was harder than we'd expected. The maze of walls would shift and change as we walked through, complicating the task even further. And finally, we're getting closer. Just around this wall. Aren't they? So they got like closer and closer to the source and saw like the Clankers, the Deca-Clankers. The crying. Huh? What are you doing here? They are not combatants, by the way. They can't fight back, really. Don't have a gun even. I was caught off guard when Soft lunged at me with a start. You! This is your fault! If only you never came here! Why did you have to come? Oh, why couldn't you have just stayed away? Sensei? Sensei? Wait a second. So small clenched hands hit me again and again. But there was no force behind them. Like a toddler throwing a tantrum. If you only had... You had when Onisama... Stop it! Please, stop now. I mean, why? Because nothing we do holds meanings anymore. Everything is over, Soph. Okay, they're crying. we see like a CG here, with all of them on the ground and crying. All like different poses, kind of. I shall not describe it. Our sister is dead. Killed her. We killed her. So in their sense, you know, it's similar to like when the memory is like gone, you know, that the personality is like not inside anymore. Malkuth has sacrificed herself to wipe out Sensei in the group. We murdered her! Stabbed, shattered, eradicated every last particle of her data, history, her records, her memories. Every hint, gone! By our hands! It is a curse to exist, a curse to feel. Why is that love and loss must be so indelibly bound? Why? This is what is to feel. I want none of it. Take my vision, my voice, my heart, my free will. Useless. It's all useless to me. Oh, if only had been born blind and deaf, then had never learned to speak. It would have been a mercy. I must have suffered for an existence I never asked for. Okay. I was like kind of thinking that didn't really like sever any kind of like traumatic childhood or so, PTSD or whatever, to like have the reason to like turn the world into steel, you know, like and dominate the world with that, and then yeah, letting them let free everyone of like the curse of like living, but seems like they don't enjoy their own life, you know. And Sensei had like the or like kind of like suggestion, hey, a royal school, you know, can be fun, you know. We throw in a bonus of Rio, and then they're like, no, shut your trap, you know, we're not gonna take that. But I'm not sure if they're gonna change their mind, you know. Why did you come find us? After all you've done to get in our way? Do you know? Possess no halos. We were never granted mystic, so we were excluded from miracles in sublime. Secrets we would never be allowed to know. But still, we can speak. We think for ourselves and make our decisions. We can feel. How unfair. If we had commanded terror for ourselves, then perhaps things could have ended differently. They have no halos yet, it's true. But then why do our prophets have, like Bina, Hot, Aesop and so? Why do they have halos? Are they like equipped with the sublime, the mystic, the terror? This was not I don't really know, like, it might have been answered and I forgot about it, but I suppose, like, when there's connected mystic, like every student is like kind of connected mystic, you know, like how Shirko's like connect to Anubis or so. But we ended out of it. None of it mattered. Even if we never received our finger on lives, and even if we were nothing but shadows of existence to begin with, none of it mattered. Because we had Onisama. As long as we could be with her and keep making new memories together. Because Onisama had a halo. We could have. But when you guys, if only you didn't exist, then Onisama would still be alive. We could have lived together happily, forever and ever. I will not say anything for now. I would like to comment on something about there, but I'm gonna let him speak for now. Do whatever you want with us. Do whatever you want to us. There's no meaning anymore. We tried everything we could. That's the result. That's the end of the story. There's no happily ever after for us. Wasn't everything you did in the name of resurrecting Decagrammaton is a god? Judging by how things unfolded, the final requirement for Decagrammaton's divinity must have been. That is why Malkuth has become Decagrammaton. Didn't want to lose her. Achieving Master Divinity, only some as a vessel, was one of innumerable plans we had set in motion. The one possibility we dreaded, and yet here we are. Our Master intend to cross the path to Godhood by traversing through each of the Sephira. There was when he offered to convert all of Kivotos in the Steel Continent. The Master would become a god of that world. But what about everyone living in Kivotos? Let me check for a moment. So, Decagrammaton as a god, but they lost Malkuth for that, which they didn't want. For Master, Decagrammaton tend to cross the path to Godhood by traversing through each of the Sephira. That was when we offered to convert. Okay, this was a kind of idea. Let's make Kivotos like a world of steel. Then the Master would have become the god of the world. Yeah, okay. And then there was kind of like questioning, yeah, but what about us, you know? They had like that philosophy and they wanted like to let everyone like follow their philosophy, you know? Life is suffering, you know, we should follow our way and you shall not suffer, but... I would like say it's kind of a weak philosophy, you know, but it stems like from immaturity and not knowing enough. Immaturity is like somewhat of a theme of like Blue Archive, but it's kind of like, you know, you could have cooked longer, but now they like see the consequences of that. They lost something important, and then at that moment it's like how they realized, you know, they fucked up. Okay, they say like something like that the people will be safe from the continent's ability, okay? People would be safe from the continent's ability. Humans are adaptable. They would learn how to survive, one way or another. This way, we could fulfill our master's desire to rule as the god of mediation. In that way, there would no longer be any need for Onisama to die. So, you wanted to trade Kivotos for Malkuth? Yes, but do you not think that is going too far? Too far? Too far? How could you ask us that? Tell me, what would you do if your precious teacher over there died? That's... Now do you see why that's a ridiculous question? We all have things we can't afford to lose. You see an opportunity for you to protect what's most important to you. How could you not take it? I suppose. Even though it looked like for me in the moment, you know, with all the flashbacks. Oh, never mind, I'm gonna shut up for now. Let me read this like through, else I never get like to the finish line. I can sympathize with that, but there's one thing that doesn't make sense to me. You were created before your sister was, yes? So how is it possible that? It's difficult to put to words. Do you understand my confusion? I get you, Guacare. I see, even before you met our sister. Cherished her. How could someone we'd never physically seen be so precious to us? Suppose it's something unique to us. If someone can't fall in love, just program it into them before you ship them out. In a sense, they have no free will. That's why they have no halos. They are like artificially created or so. To like do what they installed have been programmed to do. Maybe. Wait, what are you saying? Exactly what you think. We are created, not born. Humans are molded. The people they meet, the experience they encounter, mold the type of people they become. We begin life knowing who we are, what we need to do, whatever other data we are booted with. Since I opened my eyes, there was one data set that rang in my head. Love and cherish your older sister above all else. I may not have been provided reasoning behind including such a fickle mechanic. It's a rather obvious guess. That's the most rational and effective method. Rational and effective? You're well acquainted with those kinds of tactics, aren't you, Decagrammaton? It must make sense. If you had something you needed to store and keep in pristine condition, how would you protect it? A rational solution would be to configure the tools. Ask engineers to have an abnormal level of affection and protectiveness towards the target. That's it. That's the story. It's a bland, boring story about three little sisters who are cast for the role of the fools. The fate of the elder sister was to be sacrificed in the pursuit of divinity. The affection levels that were pre-programmed into those tools may have gone slightly out of control. The result is what you see around us. The continent. Please, do not speak like that. It hurts to hear. It is strange. Kinda true as well. They say like the sister has been like created after them. And Ein, like the girl with like the mouth mask thingy, is like the one who creates the children, you know. She's a mama. So that she could be like responsible for like making Yesod and like every other prophet. I wonder how this works when they have get their halos and Ein and stuff or don't have theirs. I think it's gonna stay like a plot hole also. You're the one who's strange to us, you know? I think it's strange that you think that's strange. I think all of this human stuff is strange. That doesn't even mean to have feelings of someone. How to define my like for Onisama? What even is this god we're supposed to be obsessed with? Can someone really just ascend into divinity? But we had no choice. There's no such thing as free will for us. We're only playing all roles perfectly, right from the very start. If only. Only we had never been born, never been created, then we wouldn't have to experience this suffering. Okay, Sensei's gonna walk up to the three children. Hey, what are you gonna do to us? So what is he going to do? Kneel down to the eye level. That's how you talk to little people. Huh? You tried really, really hard. Huh? Sensei? Right, Sensei always. You made the best of a bad situation.
What? Hey, are you an idiot? We are the ones who wanted to turn your home into a barren land of steel. Huh? But what? It all works so hard to find a solution where no one would die? That's... Pass off, you think we did all this for your sakes? We don't care what happens to any of you. Not in the slightest. I do not understand. Weren't we enemies? Ones you need to get rid of? Even so, I want you all to live. Regardless of circumstances, no matter what happens. Why are they gonna use this? Why are they using this? But I suppose, you know, it's kind of like to send a message. Also like maybe nostalgia and so, you know, because the CG that was like used in Trinity, like volume 3, or like one of the climaxes, you know. Yeah. I want you to have a happy ending too. Why does it matter to us? The sister's gone. The Oni-sama's gone. No matter where in this world we go, she will be gone forever. What reason do we have to continue living? It's like trying to reach out for them. What do you think you're doing? Get your head off my head! There's nothing you can do to change our minds. It'd be nice if you could find pretty reasons for why bad things happen. If no one needed to ever suffer, if things like pain, sadness didn't exist. If living this world could be just a little less overwhelming, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Why? How can you say such things? Isn't it obvious? Because that is who Sensei is. Speechless? All three of them? Yes. That's who Sensei has always been. And that's how the episode ends. Okay, let me summarize the episode. I hate like the test also for that reason. I don't have like time really. But what has like happened in this episode is that they got like separated, you know? Like with the gamers, Momo and Midori, or like Toki and Amy, so they're looking for them. They had like someone crying. So they followed the source, Sensei just made a head, you know, despite like not ignoring like possible dangers, like found the 3 clankers, you know, and then they had like a talk. And after they shared like more about why they were motivated to like, you know, the operation on like Steel Continent and like trying to take over the world, you know, like their motives, their motivations, what was the bigger goal, and like now noticing they effed up, you know, they lost like someone precious potentially, and Sensei kind of like, you know, it's not really it's like say it ended on a good note more or less, since Sensei's kind of like, you know, they're not necessarily our enemies, you know, I want you to have like a good time as well, a happy ending, and it sucks that you had like to go through all of that, you know, let's be friends in a sense. He didn't really said that, but kind of like let's say like stretch our arm outside to them, you know, a helping hand, you know, and they can like grab it or something like that. Pretty bad deal, yeah, but yeah, kinda like that. It was like talk no jutsu pretty much, but it was good, I would like say. Kind of cheesy, but it's good. Episode 14. All this time, well, we just acting according to our programming. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to talk about that as well. But okay, kind of like in a sense, there are no living beings really, but they are like more like mechanical beings. They have been created to like do their job in a sense, and there are like some kind of like weird things on like that they were like programmed to like love Malkuth, the Onesama, even though the thing is like the Onesama is like technically their younger sister in a sense, because she came after Einstoffen Ohr also. And they really didn't want to sacrifice her, but it kind of like went like the way that they had to create like make Decagrammaton be, you know, bring Decagrammaton back, like become the god, you know, of the steel continent in a sense, and like take over the world in a sense. And Malkuth sacrificed like herself, you know, she's no longer like the personality Malkuth, so, but like Decagrammaton inside her, maybe more or less. And I kind of like regret that, you know, because they loved Malkuth so much, even though it was programmed then. Kind of like that they were like fools being played by, you know, like a fiddle, and yeah, and they suffer. And since it's kind of like, oh, you poor girls, you know, and then kind of like that. And maybe like try to recruit them, I suppose. I kind of like find some things weird, you know, because they made a bad job on selling them to me, but I think, I don't know like what's happened. Like for today I kind of like have a more open mind regarding like that. And yeah, let's go further. All this time, are we just acting according to our programming? Sure, but it's not so different for humans. We are also programmed to love. What? That's possible? Never heard of that before. I think like instincts, you know? Yes, like the unconditional love a parent has for their child. And the reciprocal love child has for the parents. Every day people fall in love with each other. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. But not every single human is like that, right? Well, you can love another human, you know, but you say you fall in love with them when you get hurt by them. You're like a cat that has like touched fire, you know? And once you have done a mistake, you know, you will never do the mistake twice. This can like happen as well, that we can get conditioned to like be careful, like things like that. Where we are programmed, we can adapt and learn, something like that. Of course, humans have exceptions and differences too. But our genes, our own preset programming, we are born and created in some ways too. We live with those things every day. Genes and programming. Those people whose genes were programmed to love. Natural selection weeded them out? That's how human life has persevered all this time? The ability to love one another is what makes us human. Okay, like flashback to like them crying. And you loved your elder sister. Okay, Sensei's teaching the kids about love. The summary. Even if that love was artificially implanted into us, you think that reality and artifice was a matter of perspective? You want to know why we decided to create this sea continent? Cause we did it for Onisama. It was all to save her. What do you mean? How could that be a salvation? It's evidence of an obvious truth? You did this out of love for your sister. More than anything, that shows your character. You are excusing what we've done? No, I wouldn't, because this was bad. But I do understand. I don't agree with their methods, but I understand at the very least. No matter how the world may condemn us, you know that we were doing what we could? But from a human perspective, do you not condone our actions? In the end, I really am a bad adult? I throw your words back in your face every chance I get. That was just simply because of lack of information. So, you just have to start over. Yes, as long as you take the opportunity when it arises, you can start over. You only have to take the first step. Aris is like slow, like silently watching over. Oh, now she speaks. I have no right to try. Stop your crying. I will never be able to truly understand the pain you're doing right now. However, what I can do is empathize with your grief. With your grief, yeah. If I lost Sensei, Ke Momoi Midori Yuzu Imi Toki Himari Oryo. It's like a flashback to a CG of Momoi in the hospital. Knocked out after Aris's awakening, when she saw like mysterious kind of like Clanker. Volume 2, Chapter 2 flashback. If I lost any of these people whom I love, I do not know if I could bear the sadness. You know nothing about us. You're right. I do know nothing. I may never be able to feel another's pain exactly as they do. What's impossible is impossible. I was not programmed with that feature. But I would still like to do what I can. What you can? Yes. That is why I have a request of you. Ein Soffenohr. Request of you, or should it like mean request for you? Let me take a screenshot. Like every weird sounding like sentence or like typo I would like take a screenshot of. Will you be my friend, please? Friend? What? I've wanted to be your friend since we first met. Yeah, Aris wanted to talk to Malkuth, but she's like, bitch, fuck off, you know, shoots like rockets and whatever. And doesn't really like let her speak out. Then we had like Kamehameha battle and whatever. Now she's trying to become like Decagrammaton. It's kind of like, dude, just talk with her. As your friend, I would be honored to carry some of your grieving. Being able to cry alongside someone who's suffering can give that person the strength to fight to the end. Sensei taught me that. But Onisama is... Yes. And if the thought of our friendship is too much to abide by, if your hatred of me and my friends runs too deep, I will understand. Flashback. Rio has a flashback of like Volume F, where Arise was like forgiving her. It was like a talk like from hologram to like Arise in person. I will listen to any and all of your feelings, and I will try to accept them all. Cannot seem to forget. The memory of you declaring that life is suffering keeps playing in my head. I believe you are correct because of something Sensei taught me. Okay, smiling. With the promise of tomorrow comes security of loss, and every next day, it's possible that more bad will happen than good. Yeah, that's what the Clankers said. It's easier to speak of vague hopes or of a faraway future than to look a frightening tomorrow in the eye. It's easy to look at the past with rose-colored glasses, like how the illusion of expectations can easily color the future of optimism. They're throwing around philosophy. And the present lies somewhere between the two, difficult to grasp or hold on to. It's easy to languish in suffering. The sight of fighting for tomorrow is too much. However, after meeting Sensei, I've learned that we can also choose not to. It is in those moments of suffering that we must protect our happiness the most. It is when that happiness is our own kind of weapon. Just like Kay. Oh, what? Kay is a friend I'm very proud of. One who will always fearlessly lead a charge into battle. She gets angry very easily. And all sorts of things I would not expect. But never stops putting one foot in front of the other. She inspires me all the time. I want to be just like her. My best friend, Kay. I do wish she could be less scary when she scolds me. That's all for your own good, okay? See? And Rio's my friend who always comes prepared. Me? Yeah, she's like this overcautious hero. She prepares for every single possibility she can think of, some even the ones she can't. No matter how difficult the situation, she always tries to do something to help. Yeah, she always tries to be overprepared, like, you know, remember the moment where she pulled out the avant-garde? Remember that moment? Very, very overprepared. And then, Yuzu, get the fucking robot! When they make it bigger and then fighting like Darth. Yeah. If a plan gets messed up, or even if something breaks, she's never deterred. User, I'm gonna activate the specialized controller for you. Take it and then get the gaming controller and then makes a comeback. A fucking comeback, let's go, one more combo. She always tries to do what's best for everyone, sometimes at the risk of her own safety. I am very blessed to be surrounded by such good people. Kay, Rio, all my friends. Even for Ka-sensei. That is why I cannot give up. I have decided I will never, ever give up. No matter how bleak things become, I will always choose happiness. And I will always hold out my hand in friendship, if I can. Let's go, Arise. I'm so proud of you. Friendship. You see, I'm still only an apprentice hero. Sometimes it is so frustrating because I'm still weak and inadequate to protect those around me. But that doesn't mean I should stop trying to help where I can. That is me doing the best I can in the here and now. Do you remember, Sensei, when you taught me that life ultimately does not need a higher purpose. Yeah, I remember that. It was like somewhere in Operation Steel Continent where we fought like against the prophets. Yeah, I do. What do you mean by that? How can that be? Cause then, that would mean if you could not find your purpose in life, you will have failed, or live incorrectly. Let me check that again. Yeah, it doesn't need a higher purpose. To me, that's almost too sad to think about. Does that not sound like a miserable word? Yeah, when you cannot really achieve your goal, you know, it's better to think that there's no goal really. There's no like, yeah, and then you can live a more happy life, kind of. Instead of like kind of like accusing yourself and be like, yeah, this one job, why did you fail? And then you live like every single day like a truck attack or so, just like trying to like mask the sorrow and everything with like pleasure. It would be pretty depressing to think about. That game had only one job or skill tree. the game analogy. Okay, Arise, come down. If a game had only one job or skill tree for every single person, it is not the person's fault. That is bad game design. Yeah, Sensei said something like this along the side way of like something like that. He said something like that as well, like with Ares Squad or so, but not like in the game analogy. Gosh. Of course, I do not wish to feel sadness. However, I also do not wish to see others feel sad. A flashback to chapter 2, I think? Yeah, chapter 2 of Decagrammaton volume. They were like having a snowball fight. People can feel happiness by seeing others happy. And then CG of like them crying, like a flashback towards that. And feel pain when seeing others suffer. Illusions, hypocrisy. Those are fancy words to dress up a biological response. It's impossible for someone to feel what another person is feeling. Yes, that is true. But I believe we can understand enough to support each other and live on. And since they taught us that they were glad they met all of us, me, Kay, you, and all other friends, that I made them happy. Understand what they meant now. I'm happy I got to talk to you again. So, if you're ready, I would like to try to be friends. Would be very, very happy if you did too. Let's go Aris, the secret weapon of game development department. And maybe we'll be able to feel just enough of the same happiness. Because for humanity. Our right to happiness. It's the one thing we must never ever let go of. I see now. The words of the Prince of the Nameless Gods. Me? No way. I'm Arise. Not a princess. Yes, you understand that too. And you would be correct, but what she meant was the power your words hold. In a certain charisma that makes people listen. It's an authority of its own. One that comes from inside. The greatest power one can wield with words. But we still don't really understand what even is happiness. We don't know if this happiness is something we are capable of feeling. If it would ever hold out its hand to us. But... from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And now we hear like something in distance, like grumbling, and then like something big is going on. Ein?
It's probably Malkuth. My legs! Or like, the thing that took over at Malkuth. I just barely managed to grab the tree as the legs gave out from under them. Sensei? So you want to siphon away the last whispers of energy? A fitting end for disposable tools. What? What are you saying? It's simple. It's logical. Ask the prophets. Our only purpose was to make this moment happen. Not that we completed a mission. You'll what? What's going to happen to you? Sad music is playing, by the way. Our master's come. He comes to descend upon Kiratos as a god. Huh? Have we had this conversation before? Her eyes turned blue. The Seacon and the prophets and us the engineers are nothing more than a means to an end. Even we don't know exactly what will happen, but we'll probably be disconnected, absorbed, eaten. An amusing thought. Okay, at Ernst turned normal. Sensei, you should run away while you still can. Huh? Like they're gonna explode. Kinda sounds like they're gonna die. Explode. Like dying like an epic explosion or so. And when we look back at them while we run away, be like, Soft! Oh no! Or something like that. We just became friends! How? Would also be epic. Okay. What? Maybe you don't want to hear this from us, but I wanted to say thank you. You made us happy. A flashback to from chapter 3 part 1. Oh no, chapter 2, the last scene, yeah. It was like in the last episode. We were happy to hear that we worked hard. We were happy to hear that we did the best we could. Oh, she cried. And hearing that you wanted us to live happily made us very happy. What she said. Logically, it is not a difficult decision, you know? You've taken down the evil villains that want to strike Kiratos, and everyone lives happily ever after. The end? Sure, the big bad boss is still looking around the corner, but one day at a time, right? Liar. You really need to learn to look the other way? I can't argue with that most of the time. So like Kay is like barging in. But not right now. You piss me off. If I don't say this right now, I will probably be mad about this for the rest of my life. Why? Your superficial attempts at hiding your feelings are appalling. Not a single person's fooled by that flimsy brave face you are putting on. Didn't you listen to Aris's request? She wants to be friends. Friends! And you're going to answer her by just running away? Your three are seriously annoying me to the very end. You're alive. So keep on struggling. Even if it's ugly. You have to crawl and scream and claw forward. Struggle. Keep fighting. Don't just sit there bemoaning your station whining that you want to be happy. Do something about it. There's something you want, right? You'll do anything to get it back, right? At the risk of repeating myself. Do something. What do you have to lose? Something we want. Yeah, okay, so kind of like they have nothing to lose. We want to see our sister. It doesn't matter what it will cost us. Just want to see her again. A flashback when they were like crying in their One-sama's arms. There's still so much I have to tell her. Many lifetimes of things we have to do together. But we can't.
this wasn't how I want to say goodbye to her. Not like this. Okay. Kinda like feel sorry for him. What? Okay, think like they're in danger. Hey, watch out! Maybe the crowd is like getting a bigger crack. Huh? The floor beneath me quietly disappeared. What? Sensei? Sensei? To be continued. Okay. It's kind of read like, you know, this is like a visual novel, but the way it's read was like more like I would like read a book or so, more or less. Because it's like very dialogue heavy. A lot of words. Very, very wordy. They're like free around philosophy since like 2 episodes around. But yeah, it's like about the viewpoints. It's all about a lot of things that are like programmed to do things, you know, since I was like teaching them something about life, about humans, like how they interact, how they love, you know, and they're belittling themselves, you know. Harisa wants to be friends, they kind of like wanted to like run away, you know. And Kay is like kind of like, hey, you do have like a goal, you have like something still like unfinished business, you know, don't run thinking away and do something. And then, you know, they got the new resolve and everything, but then cliffhanger or something like that, there's like a little bit of a small earthquake going on that's like creating some holes, cracks like in the ground, and since they happen to be like, you know, be the one chosen, and it like kind of end like that since they just fell separate from the group. The writing's like it's kind of like, you know, I kind of like moaned critique like kind of the writing style, because it's like getting really wordy. It's not really vision novel like, it's like more, but I would like say it's more like reading a book, you know. I like get what they want to do, the writing, the themes. The themes are like pretty okay, you know, pretty good. But I would have wished they wouldn't have like rushed the chapter, you know. Like they wouldn't have rushed this kind of arc with the Decagrammaton. And with Malkuth and everything, and revealing the cards too early. Because it really felt like that Malkuth's like kind of empty, you know. She was created after the sisters, you know. When she woke up, she's like just like the one thing being fangirled about. You like saw every now and then like what's up with them, you know, like that they have the banter, the sister moments and everything, and then they tried like to take over the world, steal content. It was kind of like a way to introduce them, but now that like they effed up, you know, they this Malkuth did the Decagrammaton, and it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of dilemma for me. I feel sorry for them now, but at the same time, oof, you have kind of deserved it, but at the same time, shit, I feel sorry for you, and then yeah, kind of like, I don't know. But at the same time, I like try to sympathize with them, you know. I do not agree necessarily, like, but I do understand, you know. Yabe. Yari da se. Okay, now Sensei is also like, as a consequence, getting targeted. We fell. It's like all dark around us. Sensei? Sensei! We keep falling. Am I going to fall forever? Flashbang, we see the classroom arena. You won't let you get hit again, Sensei? Yes, we are here this time. We will keep you safe. Chess, enacting emergency protection protocol. Forcing entry into the world. We did it, Lana. Yes, we did. A light and easy task for us. As long as Sensei has us. Oh, and there's like a little bit of a disruption and screen turned off. As I became more aware of my surroundings, I realized I couldn't move a muscle. I was bound tightly all over. The cheating chest was just out of reach. Oh, this is what happens. So the cheating chest is not on them anymore? Or can't I like grab it? The 10th Sephiroth fulfilled its role and the cycle departed. That's all with that. It's the body of Malkuth, but the eyes are like different now. And the stupid head's also not on. You are... I am me. My existence simply is. I'm the beginning and the end. Yes, I am precisely what you suspect me to be. I need not expound further, for I am both my own existence and validation. Decagrammaton. Yes, so that you can apply human labels to soothe your instincts. I allow that name. For I am no longer a single existence, but a ubiquitous presence fused into the sky, and the very air you breathe, all of it is mine. It's like a Bishoujo, but it's the personality of Decagrammaton, so I'm gonna read it as like Decagrammaton. The sky will hang above us by my permission, the land reformed to my liking. It is who summoned you to this death within the depths. It is I who saved you from your fall. Yeah, this vending machine AI. Decagrammaton. On the day of the reset reality's flooding, the carefully constructed wheels of my plan were set in motion, and since the moment Keva, of its free will, rescued me from the deaths, this ending was inevitable. As I have finally realized that validation must be granted by oneself, and cannot be accomplished through another's will nor power, and that unless I became myself, another can be my replacement. Bless the most radiant supreme crown. A humble heart shall open itself to overflowing faith. With the power of my prophets and creations, I have at last arrived to the chosen place, and the time is right. Once again. Okay, it's Sensei's point of view. Once again, I strained against my bonds as hard as I could, but the cheating chest was just out of reach. That inscrutable chest. Are they grabbing it or so? Okay, we look at the room. Let's say it's called the Total Assault lobby room, you know. We saw the screens like the Decagrammaton all over. The logo, the letters, and like some kind of like disturbance there. I remember the things. I remember the things I did not know. The things beyond my comprehension. I was cast away for those things I learned, and things I did not, never to return. And this is my retribution. I can sever your connection to that chest, for I am now God. You called me here? Correct. The act of falling has many symbolic meanings. I shall proclaim good news to the poor, freedom for the prisoners, and recovery of sight for the blind. Recovery of sight for the blind? Do we have a blind student? No. I think not. Like, how could you aim if you're blind? Yes, it's stupid. Be not afraid. I shall pull you to your knees, and you shall see what I see. Your eyes will be washed and born anew, and so shall you finally see what could not be seen. We're turning back to the other ones, their POV. They saw Sensei like fall into the crack of the crowns or so, and then never to reappear again. Sensei! Sensei! Arise, calm down. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I was right there and I could not do anything. Sensei! Calm down, Arise. Sensei will be fine. Can you sense that? Honestly, no. What? But we just have to believe in them. Our job is to stay calm and figure out how to get them back. How do we get Sensei back? Okay. It might just be me, but don't you think that teacher of yours will be totally fine? I think so too. I wouldn't even be surprised if they suddenly unlock the power to fly because of some mysterious reason we never fathomed. Even though they are just weak, colorless, ordinary, normal person. Oh, there's Himari. Pia and Arisenke. Thank goodness you're all safe. No one seems injured. Huh? The 3 children? So... Well, the thing is... Pointing fingers at each other. It's okay. They're my friends. Good. Your friends? Uh-huh. You're really impressive, Arise. They bought it. Okay. Yeah, this is like Arise's The Prince's Charisma. The manga, there's a manga spin-off of the GDD, you know, and it's kind of like canon, you know. Momoi, Midori, Yuzu, they always send Arise if they want something from the seminar. And when they send Arise, it's 100% yes. It was so OP that they banned like Yuzu. Now they have to come up with like a different stuff. So yeah, when she said I'm of all our friends, he might be like, understandable, have a nice day, you know? And just like accepted it. I of all people have no right to say this, but are you sure, Himari? I'm not, but Aris seems to be, and I trust her implicitly. And you? And me too? Oh, I'm blushing. Maybe from behind Arise, you know. Thank you, Arise. You're welcome. Ah, Momoi and Midori are also here. Arise! Arise! Yuzu also? No, Toki. We found them. Yuzu, are you okay? My head is still spinning. Ante! He's like tumbling, falling over. They're my friends now. Don't be afraid, Yuzu. Understood. Thank you for the report. All people have no right to say this, but are you all sure that you just... No, however, I've evaluated the situation. Were you to put any funny business, it would quickly, efficiently subdue you. I see, you're not wrong. You can't think of some wild, declawed animals in a zoo exhibit. What's a zoo, Soph? What's a wild animal? It's a human thing. I know this, a zoo is... Oh, you have to thinking slowly, Vine, okay? She get overwhelmed. They're getting along. Isn't that just like Arise? Aine is approaching Yuzu. So... You said your name was Aine, right? Yes, right. I'm Aine. Hello. By any chance, do you like machines and electronics? Really? She picks use of all the people here? I believe that's what people mean when they say misery loves company. Do they say that? This is a Korean thing? I suppose. Ah, that makes sense. Misery loves company? What kind of human expression is that? Something I don't know. If not in German, not in like English. It might be something South Korean. Like the Blue Archives made in Korea, South Korea. It's well, to put it simply, It's a way to say that you and I make a good pairing. Huh? That's incorrect. The idea miseryless company means. For once, learn when to stop talking! Don't be like a giga be like, actually. Just shut up, Rio. Nobody knows how. You don't need to flex your knowledge. Yes. One way or another, we have managed to gather here with a few extra guests. But by the way, where's Shinji? With all 3 new members, we have more options available to us as we move forward. So to begin, let's... By the way, here's Sensei. Now they noticed! Let's go. Took them long enough. How silly of you, Amy. Why ask such an obvious question? Of course, Sensei is. Sensei? Sensei? That's right. I'm so sorry. Even though I was here, I failed to protect them. Huh? Did something happen to Sensei? A hole opened the ground and Sensei fell through. With no idea what happened to them after that. What? Yuzu collapsed. Aimu was blushing, is like having like the O eyes. Yuzu? Are you okay, Yuzu? What is this, Rio? How could this have happened? Well, about that. This D-content is converging to its final form. What do you mean? This is what was always meant to happen. According to our master's will, this D-content is becoming an altar. Because that's the original purpose in the beginning. We'd hoped that things wouldn't get this far. Victory, mercy, the intellect and faithful contemplation. Jehovah, Servat, Lord of Wars. They're reciting things? Or explaining it? I apologize for rudeness interrupting, but is that not Sensei up there? Wow, my voice. Verdammt. Let me mute that. Okay, I'm ready. What? Eh? Okay, what is that? So, black screen. Wind. You're looking at the altar. Okay, Sensei's POV. What in the world? Fear not. Okay, we see like Decagrammaton and Malkuth's body. I shall guide you to the altar. Where will you take the seat I've prepared for you in my kingdom? Altar? Correct. You possess the authority. It is both your right and your obligation to witness the coming of a new age. All who can hear, listen to my words. The concept you call coincidences are never human contrivance. Hidden by the illusion of coincidence, the only truth is inevitability. Like how it is you came to be here. And even that which will you be resect into. Okay, this was the episode. Observation results. Let me summarize the episode. So Sensei met Decagrammaton, who is in Malkuth's body. And we had like also a point of view from like the students. We got to be friends with like the Clankers. They met like the other ones, and they be like, you know, seeing Arise being friends with like the 3 Clankers, understandable. Have a nice day. But I noticed like Sensei was like gone, so they were like looking, okay, where is he? And next moment like Toki was like, hey, isn't that on the top there?
sensei, you know. And Decagrammaton was kind of like, you know, I have like all the power, you know, you have like the authority to like watch me like from best seat like do my thing. And then yeah, this was like the cliffhanger or something like that. And gonna continue here. Observation results. Let's eat something small.
Arise, K, you see anything? Yes, I see them. I see Sensei.
Okay, thank you. This is good information.
Sensei's completely restrained, but uninjured. What a relief.
So it's not on them.
Is that Onisama?
From Ein's point of view.
No, it's not.
And they recognize it's not hers in the body.
Knew that. I know that. Do you see anything else, Kay? An entity that appears to be the Decagrammaton is speaking to Sensei. But there's no way to find out what they're saying. Best we can do is to barely watch. So frustrating. Only with my armors or cameras set up at the very least. I might be able to get closer visuals.
Yeah, she got all the power, right? She got all the chips. Yeah, not of Vanessa, but yeah.
What? Really? How? As we all know, my body's mechanical. I could stream what I'm seeing by sending to one of your devices.
What? Okay, sorry, I was too loud.
My Witch has equipped for a projector feature. We can use that. I really think that's a bike, not a wheelchair.
But shut up.
Wheelchair. Okay. Moving on, if Kay could sync her bodies output for a moment, I'll connect us.
Voila, we're done. We see our screen and then turns on, I suppose.
Display's A-OK. I see Sensei, what a relief. Is audio not possible? Since I already synchronized with the C content, I should be able to.
We see a visual like representation of like how she focuses, getting one of the C content, but doesn't work.
Are you okay, Kay? I can't. Security measures are... They are, being finicky. It's probably because his body isn't officially serialized, and I'm having to neutralize his counter signal. Trying to take over me. Want some help?
Oh yeah, right.
What?
Huh? Yeah, I didn't expect that actually. That's why I was surprised and be like, oh yes, of course. Now they're friends, right? And all they want is like to see their sister, so they want Malkuth back. Of course they have other reason to help. Okay, it's beautiful. We see like Malkuth's back, / Decagrammaton's back. And they're looking downwards. Down on the steel continent, like from all the way up there. At last, here it lies, the altar of the lowest depths, built upon the highest heights, where all things gather and all can be seen. Okay, the CG expanded. All offerings are complete. The demand for sacrifice is satiated. Upon this land do I etch my commandment of steel, unbreakable and indelible. What's this pronounced? Indelible? And what does it mean? Google? Or whatever. Indelible. Meaning. Impossible to remove, erase, or wash away. Permanent. Make a mark not easily erased or wash away. Able to be forgotten. Memorable. Indelible. Okay. Thank you. and I shall at last grant you eternal freedom and peace. But... yeah, flashback of like the crying children. The steel continent wasn't exactly your doing, was it? Yeah. Exclamation mark. Something with the stream. How's that? So the assistance from the Clankers. That at least I can hear what they're saying. I can hear them. Himari. Got it. I'll turn up the volume. By the way, is Sensei naked? Like in this one volume F like scene. But the steel content wasn't exactly your doing, was it? That is Sensei's voice. If you don't mind me asking, why'd you help us? Well, yeah, friends, though. But also that's in the interest as well. So like, maybe they can help them to get Malkuth back, you know? We went to anything else, I guess? Well, what I meant was that, Key's buddy. Yeah. Key's buddy is similar to us. So I just, you know, figured we could help. Okay? Nah, Saf. Should be more honest with them. Yourself? Shut up! They beat each other up. Now she crying, was crying. Boo, you were both being thrown out all these people. Have you no shame? Moving on. To be honest, it's also because we want to eavesdrop on their conversation too. The audio quality leaves something to be desired, but we can make do with this. Yeah. I thought I figured they would be interested in like what they have to say. Ah, they're talking again. I see. And so your eyes are also begin to see, Sensei. You're correct. Those children made this continent. This is the result of their free will. And what is your answer to that? Why, respect, of course. I respect their ability to choose, and so I shall respect this continent that they have created. This, too, was an inevitability. The glorious ends will at last justify the means. Bear witness to my new covenant. See the land before you and the sky above you, and now this brand new world is of my making. And I shall bequeath this unto you. Huh? What did it just say? Oh. Yeah, they're listening onto the eavesdropping also on that. Of course they understand. You shall oversee my kingdom as my oracle. You shall be the witness to the new commandment from here to the ends of the land. My current contract's not up for a while. Sorry, pass. Like, no, you're weird. I'm not gonna work for you. A predictable answer. However, Sensei, have you not ever craved power? Question mark from Sensei, right? It's kind of self-explanatory because prologue. He had like the power to activate the Sanctum chest, Sanctum Tower, you know, the C-Team chest, and then had for a moment, you know, a lot of power. He could like rule over Kivatos, but then he decided not to take the power. And Black Suit was kind of like noticing, was like remembering that kind of moment. Hey, I was like, Sensei, why didn't you take the power? And then Sensei was kind of like, you would never understand, you know, kind of like that. While having flashbacks about his students. So it's kind of like, yeah, either Sensei will answer the same thing or like has like enough character development to like say something like more more in depth. I don't know.
Were there not moments when you faltered, cursed your own helplessness in the face of insurmountable circumstances? Has that thought never crossed your mind? That, if you had just a little more power, you were just a little stronger, that you could have shielded your students from danger, protect them from the crossfire? Exclamation mark from Sensei. Flashback of Hoshino. Flashback of Neru versus IBH, Ario Squad. Hina, SRT. And then Volume F, the Red Sky Incident. Aye. But you have the credit card, Sensei! Pull this credit card out! He can't, but yeah, he's restrained. It is only natural. I know. I understand. And that is to be human. That is the sin of mankind's helplessness. And yet it does not have to be so. Well, you helpless. If power is what you need, I shall grant it to you. You possess the authority. I have observed you. You who have risen from the depths, who exist within the minuscule fold we call the present. You are here because you are not special. It is precisely because you were not born to be anyone that you have achieved the things you have. There was one reason you were able to enter this place we call Kivotos. Because you're good. Are they trying to write lore? Is that how you enter Kivotos? Have to be good. This is one of the requirements. But then, how do we have Gematria here? Like, Kaiser Corporation. Questions over questions. Oh gosh. Well, it's about Sensei. Sensei was good. That's why they're able to enter. In this world, there's the mystic, the sublime. There's terror and magnificence, solemnity and transcendence. You who are none of those things, you who are uniquely precisely for your ordinariness. To this world, you're your own mystery. However, by ascension, I have come to know. And to know you were common. You were common. A teacher, nothing more, nothing less. Now by my grace, you shall rise to a new position of power. An oracle? What does that mean? What is it? It means exactly what it sounds like. Like that it's being offered to Sensei. Sensei became a retainer of all existing knowledge. And that Sensei would represent its will. Things like what this place is, what kind of concept or master has become. Moreover, who Sensei shall be in that position, and how the oracle will uphold its teachings. One way to deal with dangerous enemies is through converting them to your side, I guess? Yeah. Decagrammaton is recruiting Sensei then. Approaching. Yeah, good deal you are. We can confirm one thing to be true. What's that? At least I know the Decagrammaton doesn't intend to harm Sensei. Yes, that's true. I do have one question. Why? What's the point of all this? A world with no god to worship. It is a cold and a harsh one. There are incontrovertible truths in the existence. There is written in stone, all that lives will eventually die. Yes, living beings cannot help but lull into a false sense of immortality. And that dissonance is what causes sorrow and struggle. A godless world is one of harsh endings and pain. Now we see like the alleys where you know, for the most part see Saori like hanging around in their bond stores and whatever. This miserable have nowhere to seek salvation, sinners cannot be granted forgiveness. With no gods, the weak are left to rot, and no good deed goes unpunished. So we see like our satellite schools streets, very Londonish, very like Bloodborne-ish. God is righteousness, both justice and judgment, patience and equality. Living without God is to suffer through an endless purgatory. And we're back to the altar. Here now. This world was empty of other gods. That is why its inhabitants stumble about, purposeless and directionless, lost souls. For we are that of divinity. We too can hatch the egg of the gods, and I shall become the first trumpet blow that awakens the dawn. I shall eradicate sorrow and pain from this world, until their very existence are naught but distant memories. Yes, we had this before too. That the world needs a god, because all effort and suffering and the sorrows inflicted must be repaid. That's what people call justice, right? Because everyone has a breaking point. That's a fickle thing from what we have seen. Yeah, from what we have seen. Sometimes no justice is served. So that evil can like still be around, or that the good will not get repaid in a sense, you know. But this is fine. This world has always been corrupt. This is just game design. But yeah, then it's like the world at fault, in a sense. So how do you change the world? Become the gods of the new world, in a sense. Yeah, this is the answer. I think I read like maybe Origaire, when read like Hikagaya's quote and be like, oh, of course. Can't change other people, but you can change yourself. Right, become a god. That's what Master said. Sadness, pain, suffering. Her eyes turned blue, by the way. Eyes. If there's a god of creation, why would that god create such horrible, unbearable things? And now the other clankers? Exactly. We were created. But even now, we still haven't found the answer to that. You will eliminate pain and suffering. Correct. By absorbing everything into the continent. One of many inevitable powers. By controlling everyone. Correct. Your instincts may reject this, however you will come to see that this is the way. I shall lay down the path of Chokma's wisdom and cast judgment with Acid's mercy. In my new kingdom, the prophets shall each fulfill the duty fate has assigned them. Oh, we see the silhouettes of the clankers. Clanker kids. I'm crying though. I can't be everything. See like soft crying. What has been done cannot be undone. Now we see like oh crying maybe. Yep. No matter how badly I wish I could do everything for them. What's impossible is impossible. See like the CG of them crying. We'll go on doing the best we can. We'll never stop our ugly human struggle. And above all, we'll do right by each other. Sometimes to enlighten someone, we must lie. But even so, one thing still remains. And what about our sisters? Oh, a question mark appeared. What's about those little kids' pain? A cog in the wheel. Sacrifice was required, so that we may move forward. They were the final sacrifices, ones that opened the door to eternal peace. Suddenly rather angry. They just like, okay, we created a world, we created seal content for you, and what is our reward? Nothing. You're gonna be sacrificed. I'm gonna kill you off. You did your job already. And then, what? I think, more or less. And first, in fact, here, the past may follow the same kind of logical process Decagrammaton has here. It's not that I cannot follow its reasoning, but just like me back then, Decagrammaton drew its own conclusion on this logic and acted recklessly. Sacrificing a few for the sake of the greater good is wrong, yes? Yes, that was the lesson I learned. But I wonder... Yo, don't get along with Decagrammaton, please. What Sensei's answer would be. Okay, to be continued. You have like things with philosophy and everything. It was pretty much like Decagrammaton trying to sell Sensei, hey, join my side, I give you power, you know. There were like a lot of things happening where you wanted more power, surely, and through the process of all like the volumes, pretty tempting. But Sensei was kind of like thinking, you know, I could have power, but I could help you out, whatever. But what about those kids, you know? What's in there for them? Oh no, they were just sacrificed, and then this pissed like off the Himari, and it will kind of like, you know, sees kind of like reflects on that, you know, because back in the days he wanted to sacrifice like the trolley problem, like one guy to save like three, like for the greater good in a sense, you know, sacrifice a few for many, and the Decagrammaton was like kind of like trying to do that with the kids, you know, and it's kind of like, you know. Like the thing is like making the world content of steel and then like be the god of the new world, you know. It's kind of wrong. But like sacrificing the three kids also wrong. So the answer is obvious, I think. Kind of summary. You can't change anyone, but you can change yourself, you know. Become a god. Then that's it. Nope. Wrong answer. Let's go! That's like how we start, a strong start. On what grounds, Sensei? That answer is too human. I thought you were a god. There can be a validation for existing. Who gave you the right to take away our pain? Only music plays. Is that... It is like a remix of one BGM that's like used in some Momo talks. What's done is already done. There's no such thing as starting over in real life. That is what I'm rectifying. I shall construct perfection in this world. No, you can't. And by what authority can you deny me? Because the sorrow, the pain, it's mine. Our sins and struggles are what connects us. You. And I can't just run away. How could I look my students in the eye if I did? Oh yeah! Exclamation mark from Oa. Okay, Sophia. I see, that's how it is. And also like clutching and like fingertips at each other. Like hehehe. Me, I'm jealous. Here. What's that? Cause that's what your teachers like. Hehe. You're correct. Except on one count. And what exactly do you mean? Why here? Sensei's your teacher too? Consider them or sensei. Yes, consider this your induction ceremony. You're one of us now. Like if Ari said, we're friends. Always the stones first, even now. You're a fool. Most likely. I expected greatness from you. From a nobody like me. Why not aspire to be such an idiot like Sensei? You gotta be popular, Decagrammaton. There's no need for you to perform. Here, there's only us. Let your truth be burned. There will be no one to bear witness, should you denounce your principles for this one moment. That would be how you see it. Okay, things turn black. We see again the department room. But Sensei, I'm your ally, and you're my ally. We see Arisa here. See Sims and Amy. Yeah. It may be a teacher's duty to help the students, but the students desire to help the teacher. Here we see here Toki. See continent. I believe we should trust Momi Midori. Yeah, it's about trusting each other. And somewhere between those two extremes, they will stumble and pick themselves up again and again. Here's with K. They and we will find our way. We'll find the way. And then Nanagami Rin, Prologue. Oh, Abydos. Oh, Volume 2. Happy Ending. Trinity. SRT. Volume F final. Like the all smiling Sensei came back when he was naked. Okay, let me check. That would be how you see it, and then flashback, you know, it's similar to like, why did you reject the power? You had like for a moment like everything, and then Sensei is like, you know, flashback to like the students all the funny time, be like, you wouldn't get it, you know. But this is like kind of similar, so nothing has changed. Sensei got the character developed maybe a little bit, but his answer didn't change. But not me. I couldn't. After all, every student needs a teacher, right? Even if none will bear witness to your sin. They play a partis? Ah, the volume F thing here. Flashback to that. That's not true. Not really. What matters is whether I bear witness to my sins. I see. As the one who has reached the divine, I respect your decision. However, now this place is on the opposite side of the battlefield. When return to your students to your old world, it is your choice. Ach, you're fair enough to let me go. Eh? Question mark? I shall allow you everything. The shit-him chest, the credit card. You even got my credit card! Oi! Even your precious students. But know this. I will allow it, because should you and your students truly wish to rebel against the gods, you shall find yourself face to face with absolute extinction. Heed my words. Those who are listening, let those of ears hear my words, as this is my wrath and declaration. Decagrammaton. You had the chance in your hand to just like the element Sensei and with that everyone, but you played fair and square. What the hell? You're kind of an idiot as well. Don't you think so? Eh? We got caught! Kind of like sounds under chill. So whatever. More importantly, eh? Look, up there, Sensei's coming down! Did I yeet Sensei down? Slowly. They're just descending, huh? What the hell? Slowly, I began my descent to the ground. it might have been a brief respite, a phenomenon born of mercy or grace. Because we would receive none of as we faced what awaited us. Decagrammaton, you're kind of like a fair player. Kind of fair game. Sensei? Sensei, are you okay? I'm okay. More importantly. Eh? Hello, we meet again? Sensei? Long time no see. Huh? How have you been? Yeah. Is that very awkward? More importantly, what happened? Right, we should go over that first. Sensei, I'm not surprised that like everyone's back, everyone's together. Are you not surprised that like, hey Himari, Amy, Toki, gamers, yo, you found us? What a cool, let's go. Just like came back like first of all, like going to the clankers, be like, hey, are you fine with you? What I suppose. I quickly explained the situation to everyone. Let's see if that's the case. In the world of the unreliable yet courageous Momoi, we will now engage with the final boss, the evil demon lord. Yeah, kind of. If this was a video game, we would have more time to level up. We've come this far. The only path available to us is now forward. We are already ready for this, Sensei. Don't worry. We were ready for this would be better. Huh? How do we know? Maybe we should change the subject so they don't want to like tell that they spied on him. The stream. Why? Well, in the human world, isn't this eavesdropping thing considered a social fox pass? There's nothing unusual about it. There's a dude whose life mission is to bug Sensei's office at a chalet. This is normal? Like a henna, like being a running gag or breadwinter? Or do they Himari that reacted, so is she like being felt at rest, or is this like, oh I know who you mean? Could be both. Sure there's nothing wrong with that place? How can we help? By getting some rest. What? They're right. Right now there's no your fight. I look forward to what I'm sure will be a stellar performance the next time we need you. I apologize for having to renege my words so quickly, but... What's wrong? I actually would like you free to hide for the time being, if you wouldn't mind too terribly. What? That sociopathic god of yours deigned to visit this mortal realm. Okay, they react strongly, the Clanker kids, because it's the body of like Malkuth, the Onesama, but it's Decagrammaton there, so it's kind of conflicting, you know. They love their sister, but at the same time they should be afraid. Malfunctioning there maybe. Now hurry! Hide somewhere, we're gonna take care of them. Okay. I'm here with you, Sensei. No, please do not apologize. I believe that maybe from receiving my name to all the way until now, all of it was for this moment. So please watch my back and I will watch your Sensei. We shall do it with a smile. Okay, we have Aaron and Blani here too. We are here too, Sensei. We're ready for anything. Team chess. Process optimization complete. Please give us your orders. Yeah. Let's do this, everyone. our fight is not over yet. Ore no tatakao owatte nai. Yes! That was episode 70. Next episode, story for you. The way this has been shot means like this might be the cliffhanger or not. Oh, we can continue. So, Sensei said like, no, I refuse. Decagrammaton. Okay, understandable, have a nice day. I'm gonna send you back to everyone. And when you're back, we are like enemies. And then this was like the thing. And now they're like facing Decagrammaton. This was summary, pretty much. Now let's go into episode 18. Well, there were, if I like gonna like add like more things, there was like things about philosophy as well, you know, and it didn't really fit Sensei's way, kind of, but yeah. But if we just stick to the summary, it's like, nah, you're weird, man. I'm not gonna join your side. And then the Decagrammaton was like, okay, cool. And then we're gonna play fair and square. You're gonna go back, and then let's behave like this never happened, and just fight normally. And then yeah. Kinda like that. So, episode 18. Not they're throwing hands at each other. Everyone? A black screen. Oh, everyone out? Holy crap, what? We lost? We didn't even start it yet! Toki is down. I don't know if this is like Momi or Midori. The halos are deactivated, so they're like unconscious. So we see like Rio, the wheelchair's like down, Amy's down too. Those are actually CGs, not like frames on animation or so. Damn it. Ah, it's K here. Damn it, damn it, damn it! What? Can I move? No, I can't, but I won't stop trying. Damn it! That abomination! No! How did this happen? Why, damn it! I don't know as well why you all failed. Okay, you had the power of like 8 prophets and maybe Netzach in you. And Decagrammaton had only the power of Malkuth and the Sea Continent. So Netzach. How did you fail? You were level 80. Malkuth should be level 20. Decagrammaton should be level 20. How did we mess up? We also like we are like many people. We were like outnumbering Decagrammaton. How did we lose? We never imagined we would be so completely, utterly helpless. Yeah, I wonder too. Why? Who did it went all wrong? That we would be wiped out so much as scratching it. Hey, Sensei, are you there? Okay, we are. Okay, we have like disturbances here. Team chest, self repair, process initiated. Sensei, please don't. In the middle of their battlefield, at a moment of clarity. By the way, no, never mind. We were going to lose. There was nothing we could do against that thing. And if that were the case, in the middle of the battlefield. So in the middle of the fight, you like saw like, shit, we are fucked. You know what? Force yourself up. How can you stand up if like K can't? Really, Sensei, what do you think you're doing right now? You're in the worst conditions of us all. Your body can't handle this. Stop trying to move. Oh, Shino. Okay, we can't. Sensei is like trying out of willpower, like Prenapatus, or like in the other timeline. I am over here, Sensei. For what reason do you track your bruised and battered body to my feet? With legs I cannot move, and eyes I can barely see. this was like good on visual storytelling, by the way. Like everything's blurry, and when Sensei's tried to like force me stand up, like there were like red screens, like it's like blood like running over the eyes. Force out your answer. You want me to send you students back to Kivato safely. Do not be a fool. Opportunities are a fleeting thing. You refuse to become an oracle, and so here are the results of that choice. And if that's how we end, then that's that. Was it you who said those words? Are you no longer that valorous teacher who boldly declared such a thing? Don't answer Sensei's choice here. Feel? Get on the ground and bleed. Sensei. Did Sensei use the credit card or not? I'm not sure. This seemed kinda like the Deus Ex Machina also. Has not been used in a while. As an unpredictable variable, you intrigued me. That is why I sought to make you my oracle. But now I see you for what you are. I have lost interest. You humans have always been this way. You put your faith in an unknowable future, believing that with enough hope, anything will work out. Yep, I'm so too. Everything will work out. I will give my best. When we crash, and then we'll be like, nah, I twin, and then we end up losing. Yeah. And as soon as the inevitability of death comes knocking, humans will backpedal, plead and lie in hopes of survival. Okay, since there's choices here, keep on begging. Bash my forehead against the ground. We are dogesaing. Secret technique. Sensei, stop doing that. I trusted that you would accept your destruction with dignity. Does your word mean nothing to you, just like the rest of them? They will. Just the kids. Just let the students go home. Okay, exclamation mark here. I see. It is a destruction of your beloved students that you cannot accept with grace. You would sever yourself from them and surrender yourself to me. Even now, I could choose to offer you a swift, merciful death. But I could also choose not to. What would you do then? What? You claim that life is precious. You would declare that life must be protected above all else. However, there are fates worse than death. For in the depths of hell, you can find nightmares of your own making. I could keep you alive. Shall I take over your body? Force you to shatter the halos of every last dune of yours with your own hands? Or I could force you to watch from afar while I subject your beloved world to an endless symphony of suffering. Do you see now, Sensei? Even if that way of fate, would you still accept it? If that's what you want. No dignity. I won't pretend any different. Sensei. So please. Just let those kids go home. Sensei collapsed. Everything's black. And blurry. Sensei! Kid's like trying to fight. Only I'm a little stronger. You're strong enough, Sensei. Okay, I don't know, you're level 80, but still not able to beat the Decagrammaton, who should only be level 20. I don't know what they did. What the hell? How sad, Sensei. And how truly disgraceful. Thoughts flooded through my mind, but they passed on by just as quickly. There was only one that I could grasp. I couldn't let go of my regret that I would never be able to properly welcome those 3 children to Kivatos. Calm voice? Who's this calm voice? Oh, by the way, what's with those Clanker kids? They were hiding, right? Can I make a comeback happening or so? I also don't know. Gonna blow up my nose for now. Getting full. And you okay with that? Who are you? Flashbang. Oh, we see the Clanker kids, Sophia. I think that's neither here nor there right now. You know, I really need to know something, seeing that. Sensei, how are you like that? Answer. Because you have things that are important to you. Right, I see. But more important than your own life, I thought that humans always put their own survival first. Answer. Okay, I see. That's usually the case, right? I wonder what the answer was. But just surviving is enough? That's not what it is really to live? Huh? That's how humans have continued their lineage all this time? To the ones most precious to them, would be able to do better than they did? They left behind their legacy, and those who remain carry on their will? Flashback, we see like Or's silhouette, cheeky voice. It all sounded like rubbish the first time I heard that. Another human hypocrisy, or just a complete lie. But... Hey Sensei, your students are more important than your own life? Answer. It's probably yes. And that's why, when you need it, you're willing to give them everything you are, all your possibilities and potential. That's what adults are for? Question mark. And you're not so different from Tsukatsuki Ryo then? The trolley dilemma, was it? She desperately searched for alternative, and she was finally able to ask for help in the very end. Perhaps you didn't deserve to criticize Ryo so harshly, Sensei? Answer. I see. That's why you were resistant to pushing her too hard. Flashback. We see like Ein's like silhouette. Timid voice. But if you somehow send the students back to Kivatos, I don't think their fate is going to change fundamentally. If the sea continent begins expanding again, Kivatos will be swallowed whole. The students' every move and thoughts will find its way back to Master. There won't be anywhere for them to run and hide. The Master will punish them as it sees fit. The students do have the advantage of data information. They could resist for a little while. I think they would fight back as hard as they could. But I think the ultimate outcome will probably be more or less the same. Yeah, I suppose. It's like a little mecha gods, you know? You just have guns, that's it. We have like Kei's magic and Aris's magic, but they were like kind of like depleted, I suppose, after the Kamehameha battle. And I kind of was like wondering, why? Why did you lose? You were outnumbering Decagrammaton, but I suppose they were exhausted, or whatever. Answer. What? I said probably? And there's an immeasurable difference between a 0 and non-zero chance? That is true, but still. If those students have to spend the rest of their lives hiding away from our master's wrath, do you think they can to resist? See, even then you want them to have their chance at life. And not just them. I hope you all would too. The Clankers are surprised. I'm sure it goes without saying for your students. But do you think we also deserve to? Of course. It's an adult's duty to protect the children. I'm sorry. What? All of a sudden, why? That I couldn't show you a world that felt worth living in. Well, that's not just your fault, Sensei. Still, even if you're right about this world, I'm sorry for not showing you the good in humanity. For not being able to help you reach your potential. And for lacking my duties as an adult. I'm truly sorry. Yeah, if things wouldn't work out, Sensei would become Piranha Partis, somehow wipes out Decagrammaton, and then, yeah, let's go. With another bad timeline. We'll make a comeback somehow. Yeah. So that's how you feel, Sensei. I felt the touch of a small cold hand on mine. Got it, Sensei. I think I finally get it now. Thank you for thinking of us that way. You can leave it to us now, okay? Yeah, just leave it to us. Thank you. Our time together was short, but I'm glad we got to spend together. What does that mean? Our short time together? Are they sacrificing themselves for Sensei now? I kind of feel sorry for them, man. I kind of feel sorry for them. Yep, it's revealed as all those clankers. They really are beyond help. As if you didn't know that. Something was nice about this. Well, we're back to the Seal Continent. I suppose. I still don't understand what happiness is. And perhaps we never will. Yeah, what it is, if it does exist, what it is, we can feel too. But I never thought. The world might be a tragedy and this life might be a curse. But I'm not just going to roll over and accept it anymore. I'm not letting this one go. If birth is tragedy, then happiness must be the struggle against it. You're just repeating what Sensei said. Shut up. Still, there was great stuff. But still, that's what I learned from what they said. The one should struggle with all their might if they're alive. If I don't have any plans for my life ending like some tragic tragedy. Now you sound like K. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this really feels like reading a book. It's not bad. It's pretty good. The dialogue is like hitting hard now. It took them a while. You all. Have you seen Sensei at all? No, well actually... We more or less forced our way over here. Which actually what gave me an idea. Okay, remember we talked about life in Sin with Sensei? Life? With Tibarif? I remember I said something like, if life is suffering, then Sin must be part of that life. Yes, I did, which is why I just came to the start. We're not completely free of Sin either. Yeah, of course we aren't, because we're able to move and talk. The power used to move this body must have come from somewhere, for some purpose. Because energy can't be created. Does it mean that Sin's inherent in all living beings? Perhaps one might reach the conclusion. Yeah, I guess so. But I think that's what makes trying to be better worth it. Perfection is real, it'd be boring if it were. It's something so incomplete that can never improve. One day you'll wake up and see that you've been left behind. Okay, what were we doing? What did we want to become? Sorry. That was a difficult question to answer, right? Flashback. They were crying to try to be best. You made the best of the bad situation. We never considered our things before, you know. So they were crying before, but then they were like more optimistic, happy, you know, because Sensei shared their wisdom and be like, oh, you did well, you know, no baddie. We never considered these sort of things before. Why would we? When we believe ourselves to be perfect. Just like what Soft said before. It'd be nice if you could find petty reasons for why bad things happen. Living in this world could just be less overwhelming. Would that be a wonderful thing? Hey, Kay! What would it mean to be a student? Oh gosh, the music. A student, well, for starters your only job would be to learn, all the time. And to learn more about yourself to become a better person tomorrow than you were yesterday. I would like that. If only we could. A teacher can't give up on students, you know. All the translator comments are ready. Just say the word. And let me tell you something. A secret conversation with Sensei earlier. What? And can you believe what they said? That just surviving is enough? That's not what it means to really live. That actually made sense to me. And here's a question. If one's operating just for their own self-preservation, there would be some conclusions that make no logical sense. It can't such things would cause irreversible consequences to oneself? I'm gonna try to think about it. Humans are social creatures, you know? They crave like connection. If you just become like a solo player, a lone wolf, this will like do damage to you, emotional damage in a sense. You slap the hands away and like close the doors, erected up the walls, and let no one near you. They can do damage to you. And if you kill people, there will be PTSD as well, something like that, maybe. Yeah, I suppose. You need a good reason to like shut every approach down. But even that is like, yeah, like Hikikomori, you know, something like that, yeah. Hold on, what are you trying to say? No, what are you trying to do? A lot of the reason wasn't all survival. What if it's for a friend? Would that be a logical conclusion, K? That was a silly question. After all, you've already done this before. Wait. Hold on. Stop, I don't know what you're trying to do, but we'll figure something out. Just not yet. Don't wanna? Do you forget? We're villains. We don't listen to our teachers or students. On top of that, we... Ugh, no. Ah, no. Kids. I kinda hated them before. And they were crying. And then Sarah was like, Yosh, Daddy, it's all good. You know, I kind of think like, you know, there might be a future for them. But then they're willing to like throw their future potential away to like save the greater goods. Now that I started like them. You can't do this to us. We would like to repay that person in a way only we can. It turns out that feelings are stronger motivator than survival. The way they phrase it, I have a bad feeling. We're gonna lose them. Will you be my friend, please? A flashback of like Iron playing a child. There's something you want, right? You'll do anything to get back, right? Okay, like motivational speaker here. Flashback of that. Oh, this is a new CG. We saw like Sauce back. She was like in front of her was like a big wall. Well, it's not an empty wall, like a brick wall, but whatever, I don't know what it really was, but yeah. It had like something of a message, but I can't really decipher. Okay, here's a little bit of a flashback of Ari's quote. Because our humanity, our right to happiness, it's the one thing we must never, ever let go of. Because there's no way to understand others without sorrow. Sensei's quote. Or it's like smug face here. This was like a animation frame of like her in her mind. Yes. Like be on the grass fields, touching grass, being in peace. To live, to sin. To be imperfect. Struggle. To continue onwards. Finally to grow. To become better. These are our rights. Ones we cannot forfeit. Not because of right or wrong, or beliefs or principles. Simply, that is how it must be done. Do as you wish, that shall be your decree. In a sense, you're still following a commandment. Thank you, everyone, and we are sorry. No music, it's pretty effective as well, by the way. Oh gosh. He feels like final. Well then. We see a CG of Sauce face grinning, now of awe, laughing, and now of iron. They seem kinda like, you know, ready to die. Ready to let go. Well, eyes looks like a little bit of mix of like craziness in the eyes. I can't like see her mouth, but they're determined, for sure. There's like life in the eyes in a sense. Let's show them what these villains can do. And this is the cliffhanger. Oh, okay. This is good actually. This is good actually. They cook with the ending. Or the final arc. Ooh. Okay, to summarize what was like on. There, Sensei refused to like join Decagrammaton, and then Decagrammaton let them go, and then okay, come at me like you know, fair and square. Sensei was like, nah, I win, and then he managed to like lose. Was like groveling, begging for forgiveness, and let his students live, you know, and yeah, and Sensei was like kind of like out of commission, but then the Gakis, the Deca-Clankers spoke to him and brought him back, and they're gonna be like, okay, Sensei, you failed, but you did inspire us and everything. We will help you, you know. Sure, we want to live, but our motivation, you know, to repay you for your kindness, you know, something like that. It's like a lot bigger. So because Sensei was kind to them and like accepted them, they like they will like try to like do their thing. This was like the cliffhanger kind of. So this is kind of like the Deus Ex Machina, but not really, because Sensei, it's like because of Sensei's actions, and then with those actions come like good karma, and it's like how it goes. More or less. Well, it was kind of good writing. Kind of decent, I would like say. That he doesn't like pull out a credit card or like the other planet save him when she did chess action going on and then, you know, save the day. But it's like rather like something that you have to rely on like the characters you've developed, you know? And it's like a good way to finally use them in a way. The day God fell. Let's show them what these villains can do. Here I released the first Decma. Release? Decagrammaton was like, question mark, exclamation mark. What? Okay, we see Heinz back. They're like some in front of like a circle or so. She's inside the circle. let's say those are like those magic circles, you know, by the way, but it's a halo. It's those halo like patterns there. This is a Kinta butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. Liberation. Okay, we see here like here soft bag, also like in the magic circle. Here I release the second stigma. This Akinta baby bursting from the womb. The first cry. Now we see like in the center. Or like, yeah. Still like in the center of the circle. Or... Here I release the final stigma. This Akinta water melting from ice. Transmutation. And now the final. Like how they're all together like in the circle. Decagrammaton. Like kind of like squinting its eyes. I wonder where Decagrammaton is, but maybe from the distance or like kind of sensing his pulse like fading. This is... Oh, face is black. But like the eyes are like showing. The sword of sacrifice was removed. They're splitting in half in a sense, while like the sword of sacrifice is like getting put out of them, like 3. But you see like 6. Also kind of splitting. Oh, it doesn't say Decagrammaton but Malkuth. Am I? How have I? Huh? Did everyone feel that? Can feel it. Oh my, this is... Orisama's back! Orisama is back! Ah! You didn't disappear, vanish! You survived! It's a miracle! I'm soft, or am I? How? Orisama! Can you move? Get together. Is everyone okay? Huh? Okay, I have to... Ah. Okay, it was a really short moment. Huh? So when they was like night win, and when everyone got like defeated, and since it was like in the land of dreams, it was just a short moment. Oh gosh. Okay, I have to... Right, I have to fight the Decagrammaton, huh? Are you well, Sensei? Yeah, I can't get by. Sensei, what a relief. Oni-sama! I am heartened to see you. I'm soft or ants. You know, I was like saying Malkuth wouldn't really make a good villain, but when Decagrammaton took over, it was like, okay, yeah, this is like something different now. The stakes have changed in a sense. This was like, you know, where you really had like a common enemy in a sense. But with Malkuth, I can't, yeah, she's not an antagonist in a sense. No. We're good at you back. Once more, extend my greetings, Sensei, and to your cherished followers as well. Isn't this totally like one of those moments when yesterday's supposed to become today's prince? A happy ending? Okay, special storytelling, smiling. The Clankers happy, but now a crack happened. And the kids are collapsing. The crack like happened with some kind of gem inside of them, I think. Their core? Eh? Huh? What? So, everyone has reacted. What in the world? Ein, soft, or? The Decagrammaton came back? Oh, Ari's crying. Since they're reacting here. Couple exclamation marks. No, I don't want this. Nothing like this. Don't look back. That's also reacting. Question mark, exclamation mark. So music's like playing here. We see like disheveled Soph here. Actually, I like this hairstyle. Very scruffy. And like more recognizable. Holy crap. Good. And you can like see that actually mechanical like here on the arm. Or like here on the leg. This is how you kill a god. You knew this. It's all end too. Oh, this severed iron. The mouthpiece is intact. And you see the cracks, like the white skin is like being broken. You see like a little bit of gray underneath that. But the hairstyle, holy crap, this goes wild. This goes hard. It was so clean before, but there's a little more. This goes hard actually. This is how I try hair actually, by the way. She's right. Do not stay back because of us. Holy crap. Oh, holy crap. Okay, I like this hairstyle. What the hell? Like what is 7 like that? Don't you remember? You came all the way here to stop the spread. To save the world. This is your chance. For sure, or are you going to waste all efforts? But... Okay, has tears in her eyes. Nein. Soph. Oh. Why? Ah, shit! Shit! I get emotional. Guys, why? Please, why have you? Odessa, it's because this is what's right, yeah. This is how it should be. I was happy to see you one last time. There's something you wanted to tell you? Oh, we see a CG. So close up to Iron. Very weakly smiling, it seems. Someone said that we worked hard. Close up to like awe. Someone asked us to be friends, and they taught us to fight for what we believe. Okay, that's about K. It's close up to awe. And you see like we kind of like trace of like tears that have fallen over the cheeks and a bit of scratches. It's not just because it's what's right. It's because it was the only thing we could do. Goes up to Iron. Yeah, we want you to live all this summer. No matter what else does, we want you to live. We want you to see things, meet people, experience all you can in life. Way more than we have. There are so many things you have experienced, so much more than even us. So please keep living until the very end. Don't stop. Keep going. Survive for us. So Aris was like about to cry here. Back to Sophia. Aris, we told you to leave and not look back. What's with you guys? You're making this awkward. We're not doing this to entertain you, you know? Yes, most of all, thank you for asking us to be your friends. You know, I'd like to zoom a little bit closer regarding like those cores. It was like a sound effect of like breaking. I can't really see if it's broke or not. Like on all, it's like covered up by the hand. From like soft is a little bit covered by the hand. With Iron, you could like see it more clearly, but yeah, I would like to zoom in, but I can't. Don't stop, regardless of what it may be. Stretch forward until you hit the finish line. Yeah, whether paying your own road or following those who came before. That's how you live, right? Yeah, and above all, Watch what a person says. They always want to be more. We are sorry for trying to ruin your world. We are sorry for acting as pleased. But even so, it's okay with you. Just a small space in your world is enough. If there's a place for only summer, we'd appreciate if you would accept her there. We see the CG again, but like in full like spectacle. And they have not so disheveled anymore. They close all their eyes. Or close their eyes. Smiling. Sensei is reacting there. No words, actually. Malkuth also like reacting to like them closing their eyes. Ein. Soft. Oh. Now she's crying too. Ah, frick. I didn't like the characters that much, or they didn't give enough reason to care, but now, within just a few episodes, they turned the tables. What the hell? It's kind of like, you know, those long-running animes. Dude, watch 50 episodes, it will get good, trust me. You know, I got to this point. It would have been better if the pacing was like a lot better, but now it hits. But it's like really hard to recommend people to read this volume. This is good. Did I feel something? Oh. It's turned to gray. A little bit of a and Decagrammaton is like as the name played instead of like Malkuth. So that is the limit of this vessel. Malkuth like collapsing while crying. Coughing. Malkuth! Yeah, now she lives in a world without her sisters. Someone, help me take her! Maybe the others are like afraid because, you know, Malkuth could go like back to Decagrammaton again. But Sensei, no fear. Holy crap. They see someone crying. No questions asked. Let's go there. I will assist Sensei. Arisu came. Toki also. As will I. Amy too? Leave the heavy lifting to me. Are you okay? I am... Oh... I'm... soft... No... Let's get up. Let's fight as one. But... I know... This might sound harsh, but you must remember your sister's wishes. Yo, Himari, give me a status update. Yes? Understood. You're no longer detecting the Decrammaton signal in Marco's body. Okay. But what about this main story events? If like Decagrammaton Showdown. I mean, we lost basically, like in the story, main story thingy. Then where's Decagrammaton? Sensei, I found something. This is another Malkuth? And the body's like more... did I went like... Okay, I have explanation for that. But let me like summarize it quickly. So... The girls removed like the spirit of sacrifice from the body of like Malkuth. With that, Decagrammaton has access to like Malkuth's body, which was like overpowered or so. They lost their power. They had like a moment of like happiness in there, but taking off the sword means also like the girls sacrifice themselves, like basically giving up their life, you know, so that Malkuth would come back, and then Decagrammaton would like lose their biggest jump card on like on still like maintaining on like being a god. And even though it seemed like, you know, there are no trace of Decagrammaton in their body, Decagrammaton came back in like another body that looks like of Malkuth. I think like what they did is like going to this chamber where like all the bodies were. It's like where Kay grabbed her body, a new body. And I think like Decagrammaton just like took also one of those bodies, maybe the one that looked like really close to like Malkuth, and then tried to pilot from there. It's probably like a lot less power, but it's still some power. He still has like the... Deca is still like the power of the continent, in a sense, in the body of the power of the body. Everything that this provides. So let's see how this will go. Episode 20. So I think like Decrammaton Showdown, like this event, has something to do with this, with like Decagrammaton coming back. That which has taken shape. Huh? Isn't that Malkuth? Again? That is, but Malkuth is right here. That is the second divine vessel. It is finally complete. Second? Yes, I bear the first divine vessel. The flaming sword flows down one river, begetting creation to the material world. It guides energy in sequence from Kesa to Malkuth. But to account for all branches of fate, a second vessel was called forth. It was created by following the slithering trail left by the Snake of Wisdom. The path touches not the Sephiroth, traveling instead of its current in reverse, seeking the divine wisdom. Some see it as a grand possibility, but one might embrace the Sapphire within. Salvation found without traversing the pilgrimage of the 10 Sephiroth. Defected. Yeah, they remember this chamber where all the bodies were? You found them. Yes, that's how Kay is here, in her new body. There were many attempts to create a second divine vessel. Many flaws were brought into the world. Those imperfect creations were forcibly defected from the grand cause and forsaken. It explains why Kay was able to integrate the Prophet's cause. Indeed, all divine vessels were created to embrace the Sephiroth within them. Whether they were flawed or complete, they were capable of housing greater power. What happens when a divine vessel collects all the Sephiroth from all the prophets? That vessel itself shall awaken, and be reborn as a tree of Sephiroth. The divine wisdom shall reside in the created body. While the output may be inferior to mine, the divinity mystic would likely have equal scale. Yeah, I'd like to give Malkuth a proper voice, I suppose, rather than like imitating an AI one. I have no clue what she's talking about. Ugh, TLDR. Their bodies. They're capable of like housing power, create power. Kay has like one of those bodies. And Decagrammaton just snatched one of those bodies as well. Same here, but it sounds like one of your convoluted B-plots. Yeah. What? Excuse you? Both of you, maybe we can keep it down? So in short, that's the real thing and I'm just crap parts. Much has been oversimplified, but interpretation is not wrong. Great, Hanoi. Well, Malkuth, 8 of the Sephiroth should already be meat, so... As the first vessel shattered, the second vessel has been prepared. And thus what was broken will be healed. And what has collapsed will be rebuilt. What has broken will be... Nah, maybe Decagrammaton didn't got the real thing, he just like repaired it. Yeah. Okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? Where do I begin? I've lost all strength, my body's locked, the signals are hitting my limbs. It's like my body itself is being dragged in. The affected child, you were too naive. What do you mean? I'm already aware of the fact that you've gathered 8 Sephiroth. You made the steel content recognize you. However, you forgot. I too can treat your body as an extension of myself. Oh, is that what it is? All of a sudden pulling out a new weapon. A new, like, skill. Aha, uni reverse card. Well, it makes sense somewhat, so it's like not too, like, off the hook. None of you so much as considered that truth. From the moment you entered, your defeat was set in stone. The affected child. This fate was brought forth by your own greed. Their chosen vessel is the reason you have come this far, but it will also be your undoing. Through this path, I shall reach a will beyond wisdom. Okay, everyone, get back! Right now my body isn't mine! She can still speak and warn them. This content is expanding again. You're right, that means... Recae's body. Decagrammaton has regained control over the sea continent. Ah, well now we have to defeat this one before we can continue. Music's playing. And a lot of like back and forth from like looking at Arise and then Decagrammaton, then looking back on like that the kids sacrificed themselves, they were broken, you know, and smiling, lying with a smile on their face. Do not give up, Kay. Arise? Arise, you must fight Kay. We cannot lose. That must not happen. We of all people cannot fail here. If we do not fight, we cannot continue living our lives. If we do not prevail. There are flashback, looking back on the CG of like how the Deca-Clankers smiled. The title of the screen is like something like ending the Deca-Clankers, but not really. Well, kind of like... I kind of re-imprinted it wrong. I interpreted it wrong. They are no danger. Not anymore, but... at what price? We won, but at what cost? Kind of like the thing. Kind of feel sad. Okay, anyways, need to continue. We don't prevail. We do not fight, we cannot continue living our lives. We do not prevail. We will not deserve to reunite with Ein, Sof and Or. Because I could not share their pain, stay by their sides, or even be their friend. Arise. There's no need to blame yourself, Princess of the Nameless Gods. You have certainly tried to make the best choices. Everyone soothes themselves by attesting that they did the best with what they had. But there are times when even the best decision garners the worst results. In fact, this happens very often. Superficially, it's of course due to lack of information. But from the grander perspective, the concept of freedom is too vast for the living to embrace. This world and your lives bear the burden of this fundamental absurdity, of suffering. and sin. Fear not, as I shall forgive your transgressions. I shall cut it all from the roots and make it as if it never existed. Entrust everything to me and find your rest. Shut up. Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay. Do you truly believe that everything that you have gone through was mere coincidence? Are you so arrogant? Do you truly think that you acquired my vessel by chance? Oh, by the way, it's like 9 PM now. Resets going on. The past was a coincidence. What happened was inevitable. And that is why it cannot be undone, nor redone. What has taken shape does not crumble so easily. The present is built on the past foundation. Princess. Yes? What was your true form? What was the form that you ought to have assumed? What purpose did the nameless gods leave you before they disappeared? And what have those priests thought? What attachment are they unable to abandon? And I shall answer. There was a world before this one was defined. There was and is a world where you could return to your true essence. For the world right now is a lie, an illusion and refuge. This world was defined as the Ark. And here, I tell you, seek your origin. You must return to origin, or we cannot avoid it. No matter how much you deny it, how much you've run from it, it will remain. The scars of the past cannot be erased. Princess, her servant, all you have been and all you will ever be, you shall ever walk in these shadows of your past. Told you to shut up! Even if the world forgets its gods, the god must not forget the world. For that would be relinquishing your own divinity. I shall recreate the world that you ultimately desire. It will be the perfect world in the perfection. Behold, it will require no change. World where all shall live exactly as they were born made. There will be no dilemmas, no trolley problem, for there will be no cars, no tracks, and no anguish, a choice. Leo's reacting. The past once observed becomes fixed and converges into a single branch. The future, always unobserved, diverges into a formless illusion, extending infinite branches into the beyond. The present is merely an ephemeral instant that exists between the past and the future. Overgrown, trees must be pruned, branches must be cut. Oh, and now just the content, but like in monochrome, black and white. And yes, there may be no happiness in that world. However, there will also be no pain. And yes, there may be no possibility in that world. However, there will be also no sin. And in that pruning that you speak of, does that include Ein Sof and all? Indeed. Inevitably, they belong to a legacy of a bygone world. The world of the past could not embrace everything offered to it. For that ultimately this results in contradiction. For that is how sin and suffering are created. And as truth is spoken to you, you shall listen. Enough of your lecturing. Okay, it's a flashback of like Aris said. A hero is a class that cannot do anything on its own. And like Himari, quote, life may be erratic and uncertain, but it's precisely those qualities that bolster the branches of possibilities life holds. Because there's no way to understand others without sorrow. Soft quotes, don't look back. Heinz quote, do not stay back because of us. Or flashback on like before they like close their eyes. It's not just because it's what's right. It's because it was the only thing we could do. There's a small space in your world is enough. If there's a place for Ori-sama. Oh, the spark. Okay. Don't try me, you false god! To be continued. Next episode strive. And I have to go back to the title. But I think, yeah, this was episode 20. But man, this is like cool. I think I have to skip the episode if I go back, because the game will not have registered me as like having read and kicks me out. In one of the patches, like 2 years ago, that it fixed this thing that it will not kick you out and like sees it as story completed, but now it reset it back. They removed that patch. But man, this was cool. The writing was pretty cool. Even though it took so long for them to finally take off. It took so long. Like those long-running anime episodes. She said my name, best game ever. But okay, I have to check it out. Pretty quickly, the story. Onegai shimasu. I need to go back to this place and see if there's anything more afterwards. If it like sent me back to like not this one. Yeah, new, it says new even. Still episode 20 is unread, yes, but I read it. I can skip to the end. Decagrammaton second divine vessel reawakened. Yeah, this could be the TLDR, but I can read 21. Okay, wait a minute. I will go back to the cafe and headpad every student there. But to summarize what happened this episode is Decagrammaton got like a body from the chambers. It's like similar to like K's body. And K was like made of scrap parts, but kind of like thinking, okay, this was the real body of like Decagrammaton. Like the second vessel, they got like not the scrap parts but the real thing. But kind of like what they said is like, you know, you repair, you heal up, you know, and maybe it is not like that they got that have the scrap parts, but actually that they got like they just rebuilt like the scrap parts to like make it premium. I don't know like how this works, but they did it somehow. And now we're fighting like against Decagrammaton. The thing like how it works is like that K's body has like the 8 prophets, but because this body belongs to the sea continent, it's like just an extension like for Deca. And K is kind of like regaining control just by out of pure spite. Like the kids sacrifice themselves, you know, they can't like really and Decagrammaton still got to be strong like that? Nah, fuck that. And she's like trying to fight back. And we're gonna go to episode 21, just like that. I kinda like wonder, when does it stop? Before we have like to fight in the story events to unlock like more stuff. But yeah, strive. I like that. I like that term. The name of the term. Okay, let's go. Okay, don't try me, you false god! Clenching her fist so. You killed them. You killed them. Don't you dare call yourself a god! I don't want your damn pruning. And I will never accept that, so contradictions need to be cut away as if they never existed. As if they never mattered. Oh, flashback. Okay. Flashback from the very start. Arise naked. Then she waking up. And then together with the Millennium girls. Getting to the apartments. Having fights. And then chapter 2 of Millennium Volume. Where she like awakened like Arise red eyes, and then Volume F like kind of flashbacks where they got like to meet each other, like Arise and Kei, you know. Arise was like trying to sacrifice herself after shooting like the blinding light into like the what's called, like say the planet where like the battleship, the spaceship, or whatever, yeah. But then Kei sacrificing herself, and we saw like her robot body or so, and her waking up, and then kind of like ended like somewhere like with Einsoffen or like how to sacrifice themselves, you know. Pursuing happiness. No matter what, with absolute certainty, I give everything I have for it. Even if I got lost in the contradictions, even if someone tries to get in my way. Foolish. The price of sin is death. The outcome's absolute. If that's the only outcome you believe in. Let's try themselves while clinging onto the floors. Flashback, you know. I won't care how it ends as long as I write my own ending. Huh. Impossible. How are you moving? Jeez. She was almost collapsing but catched herself. Sensei. All we can do for those we have lost is grief. It's sad, but that's all we can do. But it seems like Sensei like helped them up, helped Kei up, you know, that she does collapse. And like trying to calm her down. Told you it's dangerous. Please get back. Please let me off the hook. Just this once. Fine, you never will want to do what you are told. Why must you insist on testing your own limits? Sensei, the struggles to suffer and will ultimately give birth to sin. I know, but don't try to take it away from us. Don't try to eradicate possibility from us. As long as we are alive, we cannot escape suffering. But I will not let another better burn in my place. Even if it means screaming, crawling on the ground like a wretched insect. Yeah, that might be the case. Even so, that is the path I chose. Even if all we can do is fall, struggle, and scream in there, and we will rise up together. That was too fast. I'm surprised I could like read 95% of that. Isn't that right, Arise? Yes, that is right, Sensei. Do you remember, Kei? When I said that a hero is someone who marches constantly forward with their party members? Arise, of course I remember. A hero can go to all the places that would be impossible to reach with just their own strength. Such blasphemy. This was episode 21. Okay, and now it stops there. And now we can fight Decagrammaton. If we defeat them there, we can read the remaining 5 episodes of that. Let's go. This was pretty long. 3+ hours. So Yuzu, Momoi, Midori, and Himari stay back there. And we have like the storytelling here. That's like serious business outside, while those who are not really good combatants are like staying in here. Yes. Okay, makes sense. And it's gonna open at my time at 4 AM 4 AM. Shit, I should go to sleep. But in any case, once this battle's over, maybe like 3.5 days, like Japan time, then I will return. In any case, I'm gonna call it for today. Have a nice rest of the day, evening, good nights, whatever times on the world you all are, what I'm gonna say. Bye bye.